Gloving to me means being able to express yourself and being able to just be creative in any way that you see fit. If you want to be technical and act like a robot, act like a robot. If you want to act like Goku throwing a Kamehameha wave, go ahead. It's all there. Gloving is just one of those outlets that lets you get there. Oh man, I have definitely gotten some weird looks when I tell people that I give light shows, or when they see me moving my hands in public or anything of that nature. And my response to that is simply, hey man, there's a whole community behind it, and it's a lot of fun. And then when I started traveling for events and traveling to host boss competitions, then all of a sudden people took a little notice and went, oh wow. Or when you say there's competitions and you bring someone to their first boss competition, they go, wow, there's people that really take this seriously, and this is a whole nother level. I can see it in here. All they need is a little bit of exposure and a little bit of understanding. Most people just haven't gotten that yet. So my opinion on the connection between gloving/raving and drugs is very simple. Every generation, going all the way back to, going all the way back to like the 70s and 80s, which isn't that far back, but just going back that far, it's really not out of the ordinary. When people went to rock concerts, they used to say, oh, well, you have to be on drugs to listen to that music. Now, rock and roll is probably one of, if not the most widely respected genre of music. And that's just to say me personally. I have seen it impact others, I have seen the judgmental looks, and I have heard people say to me, oh, well, don't you have to be on drugs for that? And I usually just kind of shoot it down of like, it's not about the drugs, man. It's not about the drugs. Yeah, some people that give light shows also take drugs. But the thing is, some people that work on Wall Street literally sniff cocaine all day while they're working. So you can't really tell me that drugs are only prevalent in the raving community. They used to say that every skateboarder was a criminal because some skateboarders also did graffiti. Now skateboarders, just look at Tony Hawk. The man's worth millions of dollars. He's been a legend for 30 plus years. Almost 40 years actually. Man's been a legend since he was a teenager, and he's in his 50s. Or 50s, I think he's 50. I think the association is completely unfair. I think it really sucks that all people see is, oh, well, that person has to be on drugs. Well, let me ask you something. If you walked into a train car on a subway, right, and you see 7 people on their phones, at first glance, those people all look like zombies, right? Because all you see is a passing glance. If you're walking by someone getting a light show, you might think, oh, well, that person's on drugs and they've got lights in their face. No. Go back to the subway car, realize that 2 people are catching up on world events, 3 people are already getting started on their workday even though they're not at the office yet, and the other 2 people are simply just maintaining a relationship in their lives. Now all of a sudden, nobody looks like a zombie because you have all the information and everything is a little more clear. Because people keep asking about it. Everything has roots. Everything has a place it comes from, and sometimes it comes from a place that it was never ever ever intended to end up at. Or it ends up at a place that it never even started at. A perfect example, Easter, commonly known to celebrate the rebirth of Christ. Easter was initially a pagan holiday to celebrate fertility and sex. If you want to talk about the roots and use that to justify what something is, then really all you should be worried about on Easter is getting laid. Okay, you can talk about it. Talk about it for what it is. Talk about it for the fact that it is someplace gloving came from. But people talk about it as if like, oh, well, that just came from drugs, right? So it's automatically dissociated. As opposed to, wow, this actually started out just by people on drugs, and now look at it. Look at where it's come instead of where it came from.